guys, welcome to another episode of The Hammer. This is episode 21, and today we're talking about Eldar. And with me, like always, this is Seb and Savage. How are you going, guys?
Doing good.
Good? Okay.
Good.
So, yeah, today, like I said, Eldar. We're going to be doing the regular show with the main topic, lab, Shamehammer, hobby tip, unit of the week, all that good stuff. But it's all going to have something to do with Eldar. So, there you go. Yeah, Seb, you ruined it. Come on. So let's get started, but we'll get started with week in review. So, I know I haven't really done much, been pretty busy, but Seb, you said you got some painting done?
Yeah, I'm painting up a bunch of my Elders, Bulls, Chaos Warriors, and started doing some testers for some plaguey stuff for my Chaos Space Marines, and getting down and dirty with the Night Lords, and the Night Lords books says Blood Reaver just arrived. Thank you so much, Miss Shadow Master, for sending that from America. Yeah, so that's awesome.
So what's it like painting again? Well, I don't know if you painted before, but I assume that you have.
It's going much better than before. I've tried and rage quitted many times, but yeah, it's going much better. I'm just doing all the base colouring first, and then going to be doing it just in waves, doing a little bit more detail as I get more and more used to it.
Yeah, good. Savage, you had an outstanding week last week.
I know, and I woofed this week. Woofed so bad.
Oh,
I went backwards in hobby because my cat decided that sitting on top of my models was a good idea. So now I have models to re-put together.
I think this is like the second or third time we've heard the story about your cat. It's like, is it like a horrible cat, or is it like a dog ate my homework kind of excuse?
No, every time she gets in my room, she just gets up on my desk and gets behind my TV or something like that. I've like banished her from my room, so every time she comes in, she just wrecks shit.
Fair enough. See, our cat's too fat to do that, so we don't have to really worry about it.
My cat's a nimble little bitch.
Yeah, and ours can't jump; it just climbs.
Oh, lucky for you.
Okay, so I didn't really do much painting or anything, but I had a game with Seb. Yes.
Yes, yeah.
That counts. Savage and Seb, you guys had a game just before the show. How'd that go? Did it finish, or?
We're partway through, I think.
Partway through?
Yeah, just an interlude.
Fair enough. Well, that reminds me, I should probably close Vissel just so everything runs smoother. So, let me just give me a second there. You guys can talk while I do that.
So yeah, we're setting up for the game today. I didn't realise the whole thing about the Hellforged artifacts. In fact, you get to take one for free, which is always fun. So hopefully I've got a portal glyph opening, kind of disgorging more plague bearers upon Savage, if he doesn't kill me first.
I'll see if I can actually get a picture of your game or a screen region on there. So how's the game going so far? Who's winning?
I think that could definitely be Savage at the moment.
I don't know. It's a tie because no one's got the relic. I picked up the relic, and then I dropped it because my guy who had it got squashed by a screamer.
Okay,
so take a bit.
So we got a picture of the game up right now. Not the whole table, just where the action's going. So
it's only 500 points, but yeah, my Death Company drop put it in and took out a squad of screamers, which actually regenerated 3 of the 4.
Reality blinks, baby.
Yeah, and then came back, and then I squashed them again, and now they're currently squashing some plague bearers.
Yeah, you wiped out about half of them.
No, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
Yeah.
The might of the Emperor.
Okay.
Against the might of the Father.
Yeah. So, our game was Tau versus Chaos.
Yeah, Nurgle Marines. Yeah.
And that was a pretty devastating Tau shooting. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was.
The Riptide did spend 2 entire shooting phases doing 1 wound, though.
It did, but it also did some crazy like template shots, killing cultists.
I think it kind of almost mulched the entire unit. Yeah.
Mm. So sometimes it wasn't much, but I mean, it was better than I thought. I thought, the Riptide's not too bad, and then as soon as I played a game with it, amazing. It's like a flying Vindicator kind of. That's basically what I kind of
It was
what
serious.
It felt like to me. Yeah. So
I think that the highlight from that game though was just the backwards flying Helldrake inhaling Pathfinders up his bum.
Yeah. Yeah, because like for some reason on Vassal, when I see the Helldrake, it's one way, and then when Seb sees the Helldrake, it's facing the other way. So on my screen, it looks like it's flying backwards and just like inhaling things up its butt. So, so there you go.
Oh, that's golden.
Indeed.
Yeah. So we'll move on to news and rumors with Seb. So
Okie dokie.
I'll leave that to you.
Indeed. So I'll start off with Eternal Crusade, new Warhammer 40,000 MMO, been announced by Behaviour Interactive to be released in 2015. Looking to be completely epic. It's going to be free to play, but limited progression if you're not paying. Space Marines, Chaos Space Marines, Orcs, and Eldar all playable, and Tyranids getting very much involved with it. An economy system inspired by Eve, but apparently dumbed down a little bit. And stats are going to be coming straight from the codexes, so it's not going to be in any way balanced at the launch, but they're saying war isn't balanced, so that should be fun. I want to throw that back to you guys, because I think we've been looking for something like this for a while.
I mean, does this have anything to do with the one that was meant to be an MMO and then got cancelled, or are they using anything from it, or just completely different game from scratch?
I'm not entirely sure. I think they might be using elements and the general idea. I think the name is similar to what the one was going to be, so I would imagine so.
I mean, I
But it's going to be.
yeah, I kind of like the idea of not being balanced, but at the same time, I feel like, like it's not going to be balanced because Space Marines are more powerful. That means everyone's just going to be a Space Marine. But I do like the idea of like the weaker people having to team up to take down some of the stronger classes and stuff like that. But it would require limiting certain classes, so the powerful classes you'd have less of. I don't think that's going to happen. So, it's interesting.
Yeah, a bit like the upcoming Gears of War multiplayer. That's all supposed to be like all classes and unbalanced. So I think it might work in a similar way to that. How do you feel, Savage? You gonna be getting this?
Maybe.
It's on all formats.
You
Yes.
will, even if you
I
don't
will.
play it. You'll probably subscribe or whatever their paying system is, and then you'll play
Not
for like
play
a
it.
week.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so far away though.
Yeah,
But-
it is one away. But
It-
exciting they'll be on all formats. I'm not going to mention the two obviously consoles because I think they're being mentioned far too much by everyone at the moment. It makes me sad.
No comment. Carry on.
So yeah, moving on. Enter the Citadel. It's on July the 13th. Warhammer World are having another huge Enter the Citadel event with a huge guest lineup and lots of people coming. It should be a big, interesting thing. They've got Jess Goodwin, Jervis Johnson, Phil Kelly, and many other people, and lots of event stuff going on.
Yeah, we got a picture up of that. It shows more of the people and what's going on.
So yeah, some interesting stuff, some classified stuff by the Inquisition. So no one expected that.
Oh, we
Yeah,
should
so-
go ask the audience one. We want to hear what you think of Warhammer 40,000. That's bullshit.
Oh, we can have so much fun.
They only give us 45 minutes to do that. God damn. They better ask me first then.
I imagine events like this, the ticket prices would be enough to kind of keep angry people like Savage away.
Oh,
No.
If he went, as soon as he got there, all that anger would just go away, and he'd be in awe
I'd be
of
like,
all the stuff to see, and he'd be right up
What's
there
your
just
favorite
pandering.
army?
Do you play Warhammer 2?
Hi, my name's
Well,
Luke.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So yeah, that should be a fun event at Warhammer World in Nottingham, in Old England.
So that's another reason
in-
why it stops Savage from going, because
Yeah, they know me too well.
Yeah, well, Australian Games Day was cancelled, wasn't it?
I have no idea.
he wouldn't have gone
that-
there either way.
It's like in
That's
Melbourne.
fair enough.
Melbourne.
Everywhere's Melbourne. Anyway, in Forge World news, Fulgrim is up for pre-order. I believe we've got a picture of him there. The Mercurial and Prideful Fulgrim Phoenician. Yeah, so
Looks like he's
that's
killing
now
his own
available
guys.
for Forge World. Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? Or he's like,
No.
get up!
Yeah, it looks like
Get up
he's
and
taking-
dance!
It looks like he's taking off in the air and he's looking back. He's like, wait, you're dead? I can't go out there alone.
It is some kind of interpretive dance that he does seem to be having with the cocked knee and everything.
Maybe
like,
he's-
a week of straight up dance kills Space Marines. He's like still dancing around.
Maybe he's pulling his blue steel and that Space Marine is just lying there having a rest. He's all partied out. He's like, blue steel.
It's an interesting one, because I think the armor and everything looks lovely, but like if you took the head, just looks like a random punk, like sort of white spiky hair and just a really angry face. Could be like one of the Avatar characters from Guitar Hero.
God, no, he looks better than them. There's some ugly characters on Guitar Hero.
Starting to get personal about pixels.
No, they're ugly, alright? They're fucking hideous.
Yeah, so this is the carved model by Simon Egan. It's going to be available for pre-order now for the 28th of June. And I think the whole thing with the face, we just discussed it before when this was more of a rumour, less of a news. But they went for the serene and pleasurable face, and it didn't seem to work. So angry it was.
They got that with Eldrad, though. His pitch is
So, yeah.
pretty good.
But it's definitely a pretty thing. Are you tempted to get it, you guys, at all?
Not really.
Nope.
Because then you got to get like you got to start a pre-heresy army or a during the heresy army.
You don't have to.
You don't have to, but it's like I want to use it in games. I can't see. I don't think I've really brought a model just to paint and look at.
No, but you could like proxy it because some of the stats are pretty average in the Horus Heresy.
Proxy him as a demon prince, or
I don't know. I'd proxy Angron as a Abaddon.
Yeah, so I've got my Horus thing that I would happily proxy for my lord.
Yeah.
I don't play Chaos or anything, so I mean I'll buy a Lehman Russ one, I guess, and I can make it a Wolf Lord, but
You can already buy a Lehman Russ.
as in like a not Forge World.
Just like a Wolf Lord's face on the end of the turret.
Did I just ruin it for you?
I will kick off the show. We'll find someone else.
The fans love me.
It's debatable.
Yeah.
Should we move on?
Yeah.
Probably.
So Rogue Trader, Faith and Coin, is the latest update for the Rogue Trader RPG system. It's going to feature new endeavours for crews to take on as they work to spread the Imperial Creed to boost the profit for the dynasty, alternative career ranks for explorers, the Sacred Heart, an exciting new adventure which allows explorers to seek into the legendary tomb of Saint Cognatius. So that should be fun. I've not played any Rogue Trader. You guys played any Rogue Trader? I'd like to play it, but
Yeah, I've GM'd it twice. The second one was more of a serious one, and the first one, we were playing Dark Heresy, and we wanted to switch to Rogue Trader, so I made the players go back in time, and they screwed up so badly that they changed from being acolytes to pirates, basically.
oh, fair enough.
So, that was interesting.
Awesome scenes.
So they went
So
back in
something for us-
time, kept their characters, but all their classes changed. Their Rogue Trader classes. But no,
Fair enough.
it's a good system. It's definitely fun. It's, you know, like, 'cause you don't have to be, you're not really aligned with anyone, so you can kind of do whatever you want, and it's all about making money. So
Okay, well, this is something we could consider after our whole Planetary Empires thing. Have a go. So there's that. Where we've now on to digital releases. Now, we mentioned these a little bit last week, but I thought we'd go into a tiny bit more detail and give you an idea of the prices, because we all thought they were going to be insanely prices. But at the moment, we've got Warlords of the Dark Millennium. Azrael is £2.99 English pounds. The Monatorium Shuriken Catapults is 99 English pence, which is going to be about $1.20, $1.30. Same with the Ranger Long Rifle. And there's the Index Astartes, Codex Astartes is $3.49, and the Index Astartes Dreadnoughts $3.49. I still just can't see that these are. I don't know. Like, surely.
yeah, what's the point of them? What do I do with it once I have it? Like, what does it tell? Is it just tell me about a Shuriken Catapult? Because, you know, I got my Codex right here that tells me what a Shuriken Catapult does.
Yeah, or
See-
Azrael, really?
Well, Brett and I were discussing this the other day, and I almost feel reticent in saying this, but it's like all the information that like is already on things like Lex Khaine and like the Warhammer 40th wiki. Like, I'm just scared that with all this stuff coming out, like, they're not going to start like picking on Lex Khaine and things for sharing information that they're now selling.
Yeah, people need
So I
to
just
pay
don't see
for
the
this.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't understand how much they can tell us on a Shuriken Catapult when, you know, the information's there in the Codex. Or at least I assume it is. It was in the last one. Let's say, now this is like DLC for your Codex. You know, if you want to know about what a Shuriken Catapult actually does and why it has those stats, give us $1.
Wait, no, it's like God, what would it be like? But yeah, you're reading the Codex and it like runs out of credits. Like, please, sir, insert $1 to keep reading.
It's crazy.
Or it automatically affected your stats. You don't pay enough. It's not even a Shuriken Catapult. So yeah, these are interesting things. They're kind of, I don't know, pocket money spenders, or if you've got a bit of money left at the end of the month, which no one has at the moment, like,
If you
buy,
really
spend,
love
spend
Eldar
more.
and you want to read about their Shuriken Catapults, I
You
don't
can read about my Shuriken Catapult.
I know, if you really want to sit down and read about, you know, an Eldar long rifle, I don't know. I don't see people buying them. I mean,
No.
yeah, I mean, sure, they're not that much money, but $1 is $1, you know.
Well,
What's
but it's like the Codex Astartes is £3.49. Like, that's not going to be the Codex Astartes. Like, some people are going to go there thinking that's going to be the actual, like, a reproduction of Gilliman's book, but it's not going to be for £3.50.
I mean,
Well, that's alright.
that's my lunch. Like, when I'm going to play a game at my local store, you know, I can either eat or I can have one of these books to read.
So you're saying that Games Workshop's a bully that takes your lunch money?
Yep.
Oh dear. So yeah, so that's those other digital things, and also in many other formats released today are the Land and Supplement. It is available today. The normal one's £30. The limited edition's £50, which there are only 500 of. Wonderfully limited, just like the Eldar one, but yellow. And digitally, it's $39.99. So yeah, that's
And I
out
hear
today.
it's broken, apparently. I hear it's insanely OP.
You down with OPP?
That's what I
Well-
hear that the supplement is, but I haven't read it. That's just what I've heard from people, and I wouldn't be surprised because Games Workshop's making an extra $50 if they if you throw down on a supplement. So maybe that's why they've made all. Because I've given them credit for kind of balancing out the codexes, but maybe they're only balanced because they're saving all their OP stuff for supplements, so you have to put down another $50 for.
Yeah, well, the manager at the Games Workshop store I go to, he said in the supplement you can make the Wraith Knight your HQ. It still counts as a heavy, but it counts as your HQ as well. Something like that.
If that's true, that's insane.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Yeah, there's a little bit more on supplements, but we will get into that a little bit later. Yeah, so again, you guys have both got the Eldar Codex there. Are you going, Lyandon?
I would, because it's got a whole lot of Wraith stuff, but at the same time, I don't want to buy another $50 book. So, if I ever went Eldar, I'd go that Alt one, or whatever it's called, Altway or whatever.
Altway, yeah. Fair enough.
I don't know. I don't want to pay more money, but I like that color scheme. So, see what happens.
you could still buy yellow and blue paint if you don't buy the Lyandon. Like, I just want to make that clear to all viewers and to Savage.
I know, but like, why paint it if you're not gonna like use that?
You will feel
thing.
like you're.
It's like painting like Space Wolves and then using the Space Marine Codex. Like, if you're gonna paint that color, may as well bonus from it, I guess.
Yeah. No, that's what you're saying. But the Wraith Knight is still annoying me, and I'm sure we'll get into this later. But I just still can't understand why it's piloted. If it's a what's it? The bone stuff. What's it even called? The bony stuff. Wraithbone. That's what it's called. Yeah. So it's full of spirits and stuff. Why is someone driving it? Who knows?
Well, it's like the Wraith shippy jet thing that they have. What's it called? The Wraith plane.
The Hemlock Wraith Fighter.
The Wraithmobile. Yeah. Isn't that like? Isn't like? Because I know that gets bonuses from the Spirits here, and the Spirits here basically marks units, and everything Wraith gets to twin link against it. So the Hemlock Wraith Fighter, is that made out of Wraithbone too? But that's got a pilot.
Everything's made. Well, to be fair, everything's made out of Wraithbone. Like the whole craft world, the Shuriken cannons, everything's Wraithbone. But it's a Wraithbone construct. Most Wraithbone constructs are piloted by souls. That's all. But yeah, maybe it's so big it needs a pair of twins inside.
Well, trains are on tracks, but they still need a driver to drive the train.
Oh God! Right, I'm moving
is that
on.
A good example?
Well, we can talk more about the Eldar later, so we'll move on to the next.
We shall. It looks like there could well be a sequel on the way for Ravengard by Gav Thorpe. It looks like he's writing a new Ravenwing novel, probably continuing from the first one, and maybe called Master of Sanctity. Now, I know, Savage, you had some thoughts about this. You've had a Games Workshop manager telling you things that maybe or may not be true.
Oh yeah, I can't really remember because this was like when Ravenwing first came out, but it was either going to be like one of each of the like whatever you call them in Dark Angels, like Ravenwing, Death Company, and then normal Dark Angels, or it was going to be like 3 Ravenwing books like continuous after the other one, something like that.
Okay,
but I know I'm pretty sure it was going to be like 3 books. I'm just not sure what the books were.
Awesome scenes. In all other book news, Promethean Sun is now available to pre-order. We have a picture of it here. As it says on the Black Library's website, now available for all to enjoy, which nearly made me completely douse my laptop in the drink that I was drinking at the time. Because this is one of this is the original, previously limited edition. You can't bend it edition, but now it's £15. So now everyone can enjoy the it's the Iron Hands and Death Guard and Salamanders against the Exodite Eldar. So it does even fit in with today's Eldar special. But it's kind of ridiculous that, yeah, you had to wait a couple of years, now you get it 15 quid, not longer 40 quid. Because these were gold dust. They really were insane. Are you guys tempted for this?
Not right now, but if
No.
it's always going to be there,
Yeah.
I'm not worried.
Awesome scenes.
So
So we've got some Apocalypse Rumours as well. It's going to be July the 13th rather than the 6th. We mentioned pretty much everything last week. There's lots of things coming. There's some new rules and things, but we will get into that a bit more nearer the time. And it looks like the next codex could well be Space Marines. That's what the rumours are at the moment. These are obviously a bit of salt because they're still rumours, but it looks like they're going to be going through and doing all the codices before this edition is done. So Grey Knights, Imps, Nids, Orc Sisters, Blood Angels and Black Templars should all be getting theirs, and possibly even expansions like the Lyandon supplement for the Imperial Fists, White Scars and Ultramarines. So we're not sure at the moment, but it looks like there could be a new Horus Heresy book by Christmas with Corax, Vulcan and the Gorgon. So we can see them coming soon. So yeah, and I will we'll finish up the news and rumours with Games Workshop's versus Chapter House legal update. So just a few interesting things that have come out from the trial. There were some wonderful cringe-worthy explanations of what things were, so the jury and people could understand. So calling Eldar things like space elves and things like that. It looks like Games Workshop have got over 200 case files against organisations and individuals they're potentially pursuing legal action against. So that could be you. There's always a chance. And the Space Marines miniature game from 1980, which was not Games Workshop, was brought up as evidence, but Games Workshop tried to object against it. But generally, they're claiming and counter-claiming. It's all finished now, although we haven't got a final verdict. But the current verdict is that Chapter House will be paying $25,000 in reparations to Games Workshop. But Games Workshop haven't got everything their own way. There are a few interesting things though, but now a precedent has been set for this type of legal proceedings with miniature companies, so that could have a huge effect on how things happen in the future.
can you imagine like being in that like being in the jury for that? You got like no idea what any of this stuff is, and you're just like fucking nerds. Like it seems like, you know, they're trying to explain everything to you, and you're like, what's an L dude? An L dude? Like,
He stole my model. I want it back.
Yeah, apparently they were pulling out like the battle boards and a bunch of models and things to show what things were.
yeah, and you're just like, fucking nerds, man. No, but it's. I mean, I've looked at some of the Chapter House stuff, and it's, you know, they don't even try to hide that they're making stuff for Games Workshop line, and you can't be sculpting something that looks like a Farseer. You're gonna call it a Doomseer and say used with Games Workshop products, and then you can't be surprised when Games Workshop turns around and just like smacks you with their hammer.
It's on their homepage, like Dark Elf, Dark Eldar, Imperial Guard, Space Marine, Tau, Tyrannid. It's all written on there. Like,
they have like Turbogon conversion kits and bone swords. You know, they have they have like one that says like, basically it says Farseer on a jet bike. That's what it says. Farseer on jet bike conversion.
Although jet bike is one thing, they jet bike is too vague. Games Workshop can't lay claim to jet bike.
Well, that's fine, but I mean, they're calling it a Farseer.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah. Farseer is a bit much.
I mean,
They should
like,
call
you
it a
just
short
cannot be
seer.
surprised. It's just I don't know. It seems like a dumb thing that they should have thought about, or you know. I mean, 'cause
Anyway,
how much money are they actually making? Is that like $25,000 gonna be like everything they've made?
But that's what Games wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's £25. It's 25 grand in damages. yeah, but I'm not sure if that's their full earnings or anything, or particularly.
Savage, you're about to say something?
Yeah, about how the Wraith Knight can be your warlord.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Wraith Lord or the Wraith Knight. You can take either one of them as your warlord in the Iandon. Because I'm looking on the page now. So it says that it's a 72-page full color hardback supplement, which contains 32 pages of new, rich and expanded background detailing Craftworld Iandon, along with original art, blah blah blah. In addition to this, it comes with warlord traits, war gear, and psychic powers to help you transform your Eldar collection into a mighty Iandon war host. You can even take your Wraith Lord or Wraith Knight as your warlord, and it comes with battles from the Iandon's history and stratagems for use in Cities of Death and Planet Strike.
That's insane. I don't want to say it's worth another $50, but I would pay $50 to get that.
Well, here's the thing. Right at the bottom of the page, it said Iandon is designed... Oh, here, they haven't even spell-checked this on their website. Iandon is... This is literally what it says. Iandon is designed work alongside the rules found in Codex Eldar, which you'll need in order to field an Iandon collection on the tabletop. So
Yeah,
I paid $83 for my Codex. Now I've got to pay $83 for my supplement.
Yeah, because it'll be like you'll be going through the Iandon supplement, and they'll say things like "See Codex Eldar." It seems honestly like they're just like, I don't know. I feel like if you're gonna be paying, I mean, we can kind of move into our main topic here, where we're talking about Eldar. That was the last bit that you had, Seb, for news. Yep.
Yeah, it was indeed.
Well, it's like if we're paying the same amount of money, just make it its own codex instead of saying "See Eldar Codex." Just have the rule in there. If you're paying the same amount of money, like it worries me that the next like Space Wolf Codex is gonna be a Space Marine supplement again, but instead of it like it was last time, it was cheaper than the Codex. I don't want to pay two different, the same price on two items. That it's ridiculous.
That's what I see. Like, fair enough, it's a supplement. Like, I'd buy a supplement, but if it's the same price as my Codex, and I still need to buy my Codex, it's just ridiculous. You're not going to get everything in it.
So how many pages is it? How many pages is the main Codex?
So the Iandon is 72.
All the new codexes are about 105 to 107 pages.
Yeah, 105.
So you're losing about 30 pages?
Yeah.
And you're paying the same amount of money?
Yeah.
Where's the...
There's lots of artwork and lots of model pictures inside the Iandon as well, as far as I'm aware.
I feel like that's what it's going to be like too. I mean, I paid like $30-something for the Crusader Firebook, and all it was a bunch of White Dwarf articles put into one book and then sold to me for $30. But then it's saying that's like $30. I would pay that. I would pay that for this supplement. I pay $50 for my Codex. I'd pay $30 for this supplement. That's fair.
Well, let me just check something as well. I
mean, I wanted to start off without talking about Eldar with good things, and I mean the good thing is this is a good quality book. Like, it's a nice hardback book. The pages are just great, full color. It's a good quality book. This is up there with like Fantasy Flight Games and their Dark Heresy and all those books. Like I've always said that they're good quality books, and this is like right up there with that. So
the aesthetics are beautiful as well. The whole just way it's laid out and everything.
I mean, it's good quality. I don't know if I don't know if it's $50, worth. But then again, I don't really buy a lot of books, so I don't know if that's an average price. But
well, I've got Blood Reaver next to me, so don't ask me.
Well, I'm going to say that it's not, because I'm guessing you can probably buy bigger books than this. I mean, I think I only paid some of the Fantasy Flight Game stuff that's a lot thicker. I paid only $50 for. So I did pay $100 for the Rogue Trader, but that's a different thing. But like, just let's talk about like the general release of the Eldar, like how we've found it. I know, Savage, you went down probably the second week it was out, or the first week that Eldar was out. Brought the Codex, brought a Wraith Knight.
Yeah, I think it was the first
Sold
week.
your soul.
Yeah.
You went into
deal
the
with
belly
the
of the
devil.
beast itself, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's something we don't usually get to talk about. What was it like? You're going in the first week or two that the release was out. We used to do it all the time, but what's it like now? How was that experience?
It was pretty quiet for, like,
'Cause you went on a Sunday?
a release. Yeah, I went on Sunday, and we've been on Sundays before,
And it's just
after the
horrible.
release. Yeah, it's
Hard.
it's busy as crap.
Yeah, we go in there, we put our models in there. We want to have a game. We end up eating pies and drinking milkshakes all day.
Yeah, bad bubblegum milkshakes.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, it was pretty quiet, and I didn't really pay attention to what people were playing. I just wanted to, like, run in and out. But I don't remember seeing anyone actually playing Eldar.
Mhm.
So
You brought the Codex and you brought a Wraith Knight. What else
Yeah.
did they try and get you to buy?
he tried
Do
to.
you have glues and paints?
Yeah,
I just want you to know. I don't
Well,
want you to
I
get
did
home and
bu-
have no glue.
I did buy a spray can because I need new spray paint. But he did. I was just asking him for advice on what would be the best thing to take down a Wraith Knight, and he starts shoving boxes of models in my face. So
That's the worst part
Yeah.
about Games Workshop. Not the worst part. I mean, this is nothing compared to their worst parts. But the thing that just gets me is, I mean, I know you have to do it, and I would do the same thing if I was, my job was to sell people stuff like that. But you go in there and they start talking about models, and they start handing you the boxes. And then, like,
Yeah.
so you should buy this and this, and they just start getting it off the shelf, and they're like, and you get that, and you get that, and this goes good with that, and then all of a sudden you got a pile of fucking models, and you don't want any of them, and you have to be like, well, I don't want to buy them now, and you just,
Yeah.
and you feel like a dickhead, and the guy's not making a sale. Come on.
yeah, it's like the awkwardest part. You're like, well, you got to, like, you want to put it back, but then you don't want to just do it straight away. So you hold on to it, and then you stand around, you listen to him chat a bit more.
I don't
and
even
then-
take it anymore. They sit there like this, and I just don't even grab it. That's how I've dealt with it. I just don't even take it off their hands, and they just end up like awkwardly putting it on like one of their tables.
It did seem like a quiet release, but then at the same time, there weren't many of the newer models left. Like, I got the last Wraith Knight that was in the shop. So,
Yeah, I mean, I went to a local store the week after its release, and this was a store not local for me because I was 3 hours away, but that's the store that I was closest to. I went to see if they had any. Apparently they have about 20 to 30 people in their kind of Warhammer community. So, but their Warhammer range was fairly small. They didn't have any codexes, which I assume they just sold out. But in my actual local store, whose Warhammer community is significantly smaller, sold 10 copies in the first week, and I had to get it on the second week. So, that's something. There was only 20 people that came to the tournament. The Warhammer community in that store fairly small. Magic and War Machine is higher, so it's interesting that they sold 10 copies, especially for Eldar. And I actually did see 2 Eldar games in one of the other stores that I was at, so that was something new models as well. The new Farseer, the new Wraith Knight. So it wasn't like people were just using what they already had. So it seems like a successful release. Not as insane as what the Tower was, but
The tower was just crazy.
yeah.
yeah.
But was it that the Tower? It's hard to tell if the Tower were selling more, or they just didn't have as much Tower in stock, and now they've learnt from the lesson of the Tower that they're just getting more stock for like Eldar and everything. So it just seems like it wasn't as bad, but it's just that they have more stock.
But then it's really weird because we were getting the rumours about the jet bikes and the fasters and stuff. They were in warehouses like months and months, like the end of last year almost. So I don't know, if they've just been saving up for this release more.
Well,
Who knows?
the tower did change a lot more models though, because they changed like their basic troops, didn't they? Like their,
Actually, that's
No,
true.
they kept them same.
didn't they?
They
Oh.
changed the Pathfinders,
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of.
but yeah.
Maybe it's just the tower wasn't selling as much, and they went off what they've been selling of tower. Whereas Eldar, you see around a bit more.
Yeah, who knows? But it's
Yeah.
yeah, it went smooth as far as we can tell. The launch. I mean, it took me 2 weeks to get my codex, but I wasn't really trying. If it was a codex that I really wanted, I would have gone on the day. I would have probably pre-ordered it or something like that. So
Or the Wraith Knight that I had, some guy had put on hold, and he didn't show up for it, so I stole it.
Yoink!
Yeah.
so anything else we want to kind of mention on just the general release on the Eldar? I mean, we're gonna get into more rules in the lab, but just general release stuff, models, codexes, stuff you've heard, how well it's been received. I mean, as far as I can tell, I mean, I've talked to 2 Eldar players, and they both like it. However, the things that they liked in the last one, some of them things they don't like anymore. I've heard, that anti-air is a little bit lacking, but overall, it seems like a good upgrade, a good codex.
You could probably get some good anti-air in the Iandon supplement.
But yeah, as far as I can tell, people are enjoying the codex.
Because that was one of the things we were almost expecting. One of the big rumours was there was going to be a whole rejig of how Dark Reapers worked, and they were going to all be Skyfiery and stuff, and it just doesn't seem to have happened.
Well, the Eldar rumors were terrible. Now that we got the codex, it also said, would be getting aspects like as troops, and that didn't happen. And then it said we're going to be getting at least 2 as troops, and that didn't happen. And it's just
The
the
Shrocken
rumours were
thing
off.
happened.
So
One of the Shrocken things happened.
yeah, but that was one of the later rumors, like one of the newer ones.
And it was
Maybe.
an Andor rumour.
Maybe Games Workshop kind of leaked false rumors or something to kind of shut people off what was actually coming in it.
Maybe, but I mean, usually the rumors are pretty solid. They kind of let us down this time.
Jeez,
sorry.
guys.
Yeah, it's all your fault, Seb. God, do a better job.
What, do you not get paid enough or something?
Go to Games Workshop and do some stuff.
And then we've got to keep all this secrets in case we're one of the 200.
So, yeah. So we'll move on to what's next. I don't remember. Click this and see. Nope, that's not that. Shamehammer. There we go. We want to try and keep with the Eldar theme. Shamehammer. Seb, I know you have one.
Yeah. Well, I was just we've already mentioned it in the rumours. Just that whole Promethean Sun, just the whole limited edition, and then suddenly now you can have it, and there's Exodites involved. So that's Also, because it's still 15, it's still a novella. So surely if a normal book's about £8 still, like £8, $10-12, you would imagine that then a non-novella should be the same price or cheaper, so not £15. That's where I was.
Yeah, I mean, it should be what, like $6? Well,
Yeah, it's half a book.
if yeah, it's
Should be £6, chaps.
Pip. Bully.
Jolly good. Alright then.
yeah. I mean, it's kind of crazy. They bring out these limited edition releases, and then a year later they're like, whatever.
So does that mean we're going to see all
Serious.
like the limited edition codexes and stuff come back out?
I don't think it's that. I think it's more.
How
of
funny would that be?
Yeah, it's like, we've now made another 2,000.
Oh yeah, that would really take the biscuit. That would be ultimate. Yeah, we're doing another limited edition run. We're doing 1,500 this time. Good luck.
It's a limited edition.
So, like, another thing I wanted to add to Shamehammer and it's like a maybe Shamehammer because there's no way to really know. But I mean, Savage and I brought the codexes, but Seb, you have a PDF version. Don't want to throw you under the bus here, but I just wanted to mention how you said it was from the limited edition run, and it's number 1.
A friend of a friend told me yes.
A friend of a friend, yeah. A friend of a friend told you, but yeah, number 1. Like, if there's a scanned or copy of a Eldar Codex out on the internet that is, number 1. Like you said, is that coming from the inside?
It's got to be coming from the inside. That's the only
what's
way.
the chances that the person that got the number 1
They
Codex,
just pre-ordered it, ran home and scanned it.
Yeah.
It's not likely.
like it's insane. So
Would anyone who spent that much money on a limited edition codex want to scan it in? It's another question.
Exactly. Because you're bending the pages and stuff, wouldn't you? Again, I wouldn't have any idea how.
Yeah, you're opening the book.
It's insane that, come on, if that's true and it's coming from the inside, that's I just thought I'd add that little bit to Shamehammer.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
I got one.
Okay.
The eye and supplement.
The price or the supplement in general? Because the supplement looks good. The price is what's kind of...
Yeah, supplement is what I'm picking at. Supplement and the price together, It's either a supplement and it's cheaper, or it's a full codex and it's the same price. Yeah. It shouldn't be like a mixture.
Yeah, no, I can agree there.
It's making money at time. It's like you said with the Space Force one, Savage. Like, it had enough. It had all the things in the previous edition for you to do what you needed to do, and it was cheaper. But this one, you need everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, vote casting.
I'll go last this time because otherwise you two whenever you get.
Okay, Savage, you can go first this time. You went last time.
I'm gonna go with probably the limited edition that Seb's on.
I'm probably gonna go.
That...
Okay, continue.
I think that's silly. It's limited edition, but then we'll release it later. It is pretty stupid.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the prices on the supplements. If you have a supplement, it shouldn't be the same price. If you're getting less stuff. So yeah, but now your vote matters. Like when we do it, our vote doesn't matter when we're lost. So we're not gonna count you. No.
Well, so I was gonna go with you. Yeah. Well, yes. I'm gonna stick with Toxic and make his opinion actually matter for once.
Oh well,
Well, I don't know. You shouldn't be upset. You're the one that brought that to the table.
Yeah, I know. Well, I just didn't vote for it because I always vote for my own one. So I was throwing things up a little bit different, and well, that just screwed me over.
Okay. So, who wants to do the hammer?
I did it last week, so I think it's Seb's turn.
Okay, so we're hammering the Eldar. Get splat!
I think that's my favorite one.
I don't think it was over the rainbow enough. Needs to be a little bit more prestige to be Eldar.
Come down.
Shing.
Being fabulous.
Okay, so moving on, we have the unit of the week, and I think this one is from Savage. He brought this one to the table today.
Oh yeah,
because he's got a major boner of the Avatar. So
it's more like a man crush.
A man crush. You want a little bromance with him?
Yeah, look at him.
You'd let him possess you.
Oh yeah.
You want to be possessed by Khaine?
He can possess me all night long.
It's so much more wrong when you're like, Savage, are you prepared to be his young king?
Plus,
the Dravatar of Khaine.
Plus, once he does it, you don't come back, so that's So, jokes aside,
Once you go Khaine, you're always insane.
Good unit in the first, in the previous codex. Cheap for what he could do. Nice little cheap monstrous creature you could have running around the board. He's not as cheap this time, so why is he better now than he was before? Savage.
Okay, let me just get my old codex, and we'll do a comparison. Because he was 155 in the last codex. He's 195 now. And his old stat line was weapon skill 10, ballistics 5, strength 6, toughness 6, wounds 4, initiative 6, attacks 4, leadership 10, and a 3+ save. His stat line now is weapon skill 10, ballistics 10, strength 6, toughness 6, wounds 5, initiative 10, attacks 5, leadership 10, and a 3+ save. So just that alone, his stat line alone has greatly increased. Then the only thing that he's really lost, as far as I can tell, is, well, there's probably a bit more, but his 4+ invulnerable went up to a 5+ because of the new demon special rule. But then his molten body, it used to just be that flamers and melters couldn't affect him. Now it's flamers, melters, and pyromancy, psychic powers, and the soul blaze special rule as well.
Yeah,
So
he's definitely still a good unit. I don't know if I would take one, but like that stat line is what I feel like a demon prince should be like.
yeah,
That, I think that's what more like a demon prince should be like. 5 wounds, all that good stuff. His model looks a little small to me.
yeah.
But for that stat line, actually. But
Well, I was saying to Seb before the show that I'd rather get like the Forge World one.
yeah, definitely, because it's a lot bigger. See, I used to run to take him down. Space Marine captains on bikes with Thunderhammer Storm Shield, and they run you nearly 250 points. This guy's still cheaper than that, but he's still probably gonna drop to that. But he'll still have a little bit longer with those extra wounds and all that good stuff.
And
He also has the whatchamacallit rule, the one where they can run and shoot.
Battle focus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's only got one shooting attack, but that's still something.
Yeah.
It's not a bad little shooting attack as well.
No, it's pretty much a melter. Yeah, 12-inch range, strength 8, AP 1, salt 1 melter.
Yeah, so you can
Yeah.
shoot it into the side of a tank, blow it up, run, then assault the you're getting closer to the guys inside.
Yeah, and what was I going to say? I completely forgot. Or you could, if you're out of range of it, you can run to get him in range and then shoot as well. Like you can either run and shoot or shoot and run. So,
which is the big thing with the Eldar. Like everything is just shooting and running and running and shooting. It's kind of terrifying.
yeah. It definitely helps though, because a lot of their guns, like the Guardian guns, are only like 18-inch range.
Yeah, well, we can talk about that more in the lab.
Yeah.
We still have a lot more Eldar to talk about, so if we're done with the Avatar, we can move on to that.
Yeah.
You got a 12-inch Fearless for everyone around him as well, which is kind of also awesome. And he's actually cheap as some of the Phoenix Lords at HQ as well, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah, he's still very cheap for what he is. Very cheap, I say. Like for what he is and what he can do, that's cheap.
Yeah.
Like you try and make a Space Marine captain that price, and you're looking at 250 points easy. Like that stat line, you try and make a Space Marine captain. Well, you're not going to make the stat line, but I mean, if you start giving him Thunder Hammers and stuff like that to compete with an Avatar, it's insane.
Yeah. Well, what I was going to say before as well is he's got the ballistics 10 for his shooting with that melter as well, so it's going to be all sorts of insane. Because you get like what? It's a 2+ to hit, and if you fail, you re-roll a 4.
Yeah.
Re-roll it's on a 4 or something
like that.
So you're bound to hit with that thing.
Isn't there also another rule you can put him in a wave serpent and make him a drivatar of Khaine?
I don't know.
No,
I haven't
no,
looked
no,
into
no,
that.
no. Sorry, just mocking the Xbox, the game Dravatar.
Okay.
Because Dravatar is the greatest name for anything. It's just Avatar with Drav at the beginning.
But
Yeah,
that would be kind of cool.
that would be cool. I think he would melt the wave serpent though.
You could put him on a turret and fire a turret at that ballistic skill, but then you'd probably be wasting your avatar. So we'll move on to the lab now, where we're going to talk about the Eldar in a little bit more detail. We'll kind of get into talk about the rules rather than just the general release. So I think we'll start with what Savage was talking about with the avatar. We were talking about what was it called again? I forgot the name of it. Something focus. Battle focus, which lets you run and shoot or shoot and run. And that's a pretty big deal with the Eldar, because they have suffered, and I've said this in previous episodes, that they have suffered with the 18-inch range from the shuriken guns. They're very short range army with a lot of their troop, but this just gives them that maneuverability to get into range, and it kind of brings us into another rule that they have that's insane, is the Blade Storm, which basically gives their shuriken weapons rending. It doesn't say rending, it says on a 6 they get AP2, but that is rending, so it might as well just be rending. But thoughts on this? I mean, Seb, you were saying before that it's pretty terrifying to have all those running and shooting models.
But it's just frustrating for me, where I'm a pretty big Nurgle guy, that everything's going to be legging it towards me, shooting in and legging it away again, which is kind of what you were doing with your crisis suits when you were playing 18 with the Tau. It's just it's frustrating when you can't keep your hands on something, and it's quite good because the Eldar are quite fey and light and quite easy to actually kill. So it's nice for them to be able to run away.
Yeah.
Well, they do have fleet as well, so you're gonna get your rerolls to your runs.
Yeah. And the big thing is that now that, because I know Seb falls prey to this sometimes when he's moving his guys around and he runs and then goes to shoot. I'm like, oh, you've already run. He's like, oh, sorry, I forgot about that. Now you don't have to worry. You play Eldar and you can run and you can shoot and you can run.
So I'll just be running 3 or 4 times and be like, can I still shoot now?
You just have to remember that you still can't assault and all that. But yeah, I like it. It's a nice rule. Like it's not a huge thing, but it's just such a nice little game mechanic that sets Eldar apart from anything else. And it's just a nice little fun rule that Eldar players can just enjoy while they're playing their army. And I like that. I like playing an army that has something that no one else has, and I get to do that, and it makes the game more fun for me because I can do this and you can't do this.
Definitely, it's very fluffy as well, because it goes with their kind of their more supple and lovely movement and speed and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're hitting on fluff and their special rules. We can go to the other one, which is called Ancient Doom, and it gives them hatred against demons of Slaanesh and marks of Slaanesh. But there's a downside to it, is when they're making fear tests, a unit with this special rule suffers a -1 penalty to their leadership if they're engaged with one of them units.
Yeah, I mean that's a fluff rule right there.
Yeah,
it's a nice fluffy rule. Because I mean, how often are you going to be versing Slaanesh demons or marks of Slaanesh with your Eldar army? Unless you play Eldar and your best friend plays Slaanesh demons, that's not really going to come into play often. So it's a nice fluffy rule. It adds to the fluff.
And it marries up with the Keeper of Secrets having hatred Eldar. So it nicely matches up both sides there with the Slaanesh demons.
It does.
Yeah, they've been doing that with all the new codexes, tying in special rules to one another and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, none of us are huge tournament players, but and when I do go to the tournaments, I still like to keep the fluff with me. But I mean, it's really nice seeing rules like this show up in codexes that don't make a lot of difference, but you still have it. And like I've noticed things like that in the Chaos Codex is some things could take Veterans of the Long War, but some things could take that, but they already had re-rolling hits. So people were like, well, why would they give me that option if I already can do this? Because it's for fluff. If you don't take it, technically that means your character or your unit is some newbie Chaos Space Marine that hasn't been around for a long time. Taking that little 1-point upgrade changes the fluff of your army. You go from being this fresh Chaos Space Marine. Well, I don't think you can get a fresh Chaos Space Marine, but you go from being this inexperienced young Chaos Space Marine to this, veteran who, could have very well fought in the Heresy. So yeah, it's rules like that I really enjoy, and I think people can get a lot of kicks out of it, even if they don't work so well or they don't really add much. At least that's my opinion on them.
Definitely, that's gone right up my flagpole. It's a normal saying.
It's a interesting saying.
Maybe in good old Britain, it's a normal saying.
Oh, fair dinkum, mate. Anyway.
Yeah, jolly good, mate.
Okay, so let's move on and get away from that. Some units that has stood out to you guys. Seb, we'll start off with you. Some units that you like the look of, or you like the rules of.
I'm not. I like the look at them. I kind of like how they work, but I'm not entirely sure how much I'm loving. But the Wraith Blades kind of cool. Like exact same stat line as the Wraithguard, but they've just got the 2 ghost swords rather than just the Wraith Cannon. But yeah, both very aesthetic and pretty epic. I'm liking the fact there's the full
choice for me. Is that like, what do I go? Like, they're so awesome. Like, the blades are awesome, the axes are awesome, the guys with the guns, those guys are awesome. They can get flamers at like AP2. That's awesome. Like, what do I pick? I'm gonna need to have 4 units just to fit them all in my army.
Well, so you know me, I'm not gonna go with the Wraith Cannon because I think the Eldar shouldn't be using warp technology. Yeah.
You're protesting outside their craft world.
Orbiting the craft world. No to distortion.
Yeah, like Futurama style. Yeah. In a circle, and then they just go. Just drive over. But anyway, continue. What you're.
But so the Wraith Blades are nice. I'm liking the full Harlequin troop. They've gone back to some stuff with that. The Wave Serpent, the Serpent Shield is kind of crazy. D6 +1 shots and 60 inches, strength 7. The shields go down, but it's also got pinning and ignores cover, so that's kind of an epic thing that the Wave Serpent can do.
That's actually when I asked a friend, said, what are the most OP broken units that you can think of in this codex, and that was one of the things on the top of his list was the Wave Serpent, just because you can make it this basically Daka Serpent that just flies around shooting like crazy, and any transport that you can kit out and make it devastating, is awesome. I mean, I like Chimeras because the amount of fire that they can dish out. So that sounds even better. So.
But if you're liking OP and crazy things, there's the whole thing with the Forge World models and things not quite having caught up. So there's the Doom of Myra. There's the Lynx can take a scatter laser. The scatter laser has got laser lock now, which can twin link as a primary weapon. So basically, you get the same loadout as a Scorpion Super Heavy, twin linked pulsars or sonic lance for 180 points cheaper. You do lose a destruction point compared to a Super Heavy, but that's kind of crazy, and that needs to be might need to be addressed at some point. But if you want some crazy shooting for quite cheap, there's an option.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's kind of a good thing to talk about. Is just Forge World, now that Games Workshop is releasing their codexes so quickly, Forge World really has to step up their game too and make sure their rules that they've made for the codexes are all up to date, so we don't get situations like this where you can do some crazy, Forge World shenanigans. But yeah. So Savage, you brought a Wraith Knight for your brother's army. Favorite units for you? The things that have stuck out rules wise? Anything?
I haven't really looked over the rules too much, but I've always liked the Swooping Hawks. I just reckon they're just an awesome looking model. But yeah, the Wraith Knight's another one of mine. The what are they called? Wraithguard. And just gonna say that. Have you seen like the Crimson Hunter and the Hemlock, like the two of them?
Yeah.
Not the rules, just the model in general. It's like,
Yeah.
Do you reckon that the Hemlock kind of looks more like the Dark Eldar?
Yeah, I think we mentioned that one a couple episodes back when we were talking about it.
Yeah, I reckon. The Crimson Hunter is definitely, for me, the one that looks more Eldar.
That's one I would take
Yeah.
too, because it gets like its reroll penetrations on flyers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, from what I've heard, and from Eldar players, is that they didn't get as much anti-aircraft stuff as they were hoping, and that the stuff they did get is insanely overpriced. Missile launches on your walkers is like 15 points for the missile launcher and like another 5 points for the flak missiles, so you're looking at 20 points extra on your walkers. Another thing was bikes, the Eldar jet bikes. We've talked about them before. Already an insanely good unit, is now better. Apparently it's cheaper. Cover saves and all that shenanigans. Put a Farseer, give them conceal. It's just stuff that people are already going to be using, so that's what I like about it, is that it's not, because usually Games Workshop, they'll get something that someone uses all the time and then they'll nerf it, so then someone has to buy the new model. But everyone already uses bikes, so they don't have to do that anymore. They're all going to be using their bikes. Yeah, like I said before, Wave Serpents was a big one. And just the things that I've seen, I like the weapons that can turn into instant death on a 6. I like everything I've just thought of has just disappeared.
That Hemlock Wraithfire's got that.
Yeah.
The whole 6 thing, and the fact that I just love the idea that that's just separating you from your soul. It doesn't fire things; it just screams and tears you asunder.
I like I like all the weapons that the distortion weapons, especially the D-Scythe, the template strength 4 AP2, assault 1, and can become instant death. That's insane. But apparently, from what I can tell, you can just take them in squads. I just want one in a squad. I was actually hoping, because I was reading the flyer, and I'm like, oh, it's got a D-Scythe, it's got a template, awesome. But then I read that it was actually the heavy D-Scythe, and I'm like, oh, does that mean that I'm going to be getting a torrent flamer like the Helldrake? And no, it just goes down to a blast. Because I would rather the heavy D-Scythe to be a torrent flamer, so you got the 12 inches, then you place it down, so you have this like jet fighter just flying across the battlefield, just putting down templates, and just AP2 flaming everywhere.
That's probably in the eye ended.
like in reality, and using real sort of physics, like how I've always wondered how the torrent flamer works. Like how are you flaming it, and then making that flame 12 inches or like 12 meters, kilometers? Like
I don't know. I think it's kind of like those like Vietnam kind of tanks that kind of shoot the fire out, or kind of like, I don't know how it works, but I've seen videos and stuff how it kind of like shoots it out, like pours it out, and then it kind of like bursts out. I don't know. But
it could be like an incendiary bomb or something like that.
Maybe it's like napalm or something. I don't know.
What I was just looking at as well is the Hemlock Wraith Fighter has a Psycho Mastery level 1.
Yeah, it's got a Spirit Seer pilot.
So
Yeah.
that's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
See,
That's,
yeah, my favorite things are with this codex is the Spirit Says, the Wraith, anything Wraith, and I said it before that I like, the Wraithguard. Now you're getting more Wraith stuff, and obviously Games Workshop knows that everyone likes Wraiths too, and that's why they've brought out the supplement. Because like originally I said, if I went and played Eldar, I would have so much Wraith, anything in my army, and now it's like, well, they heard me and they're like, well, we have a supplement for you. It's like, oh, how much does that cost? Like $50. Do I need to buy the codex? Yeah. So now I gotta spend $100.
So do we know if that'll have the Wraiths here, or is that just a Forge World thing? Because I noticed that's not in the
I think
codex.
that's just gonna be a Forge World thing, but a thing that I liked was the Spirit Seer can basically tag units, and then anything Wraith can get twin linked on it. So I'm just imagining units of like a Wraithwing army. You getting Spirit Seers, HQs, Wraithguard troop, just everything Wraith, and then you get your Spirit Seers to just kind of go around tagging units, and then everything just pummeling it with twin link shots. Wraith everything.
I think it... Well, who's going first?
You? Sorry.
Okay. I think it's just the amount of variety in what you can do with this as well. Because there's just so many like different units that you can take and different upgrades you can give them and stuff.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm
Which is
definitely
insane.
more excited about this release than I was with the Tau. However, in saying that, I'd probably rather play Tau than Eldar still.
Those two battle forces still play a soft spot in your heart.
I hate you. 7, you were going to say something before?
I was going to say, just with your Wraith army, I love the idea that there'd actually be like a handful of actual people. Like you'd have the twins in the Wraith Knight and a few Spirit Seers, but the rest of them are just Wraithbone constructs, and that's kind of awesome.
Yeah.
Like with that, you could really set up a craft world is about to be destroyed, and it is literally Wraithguard for the win.
Yeah.
And also, I really want to mention, just because we spoke about the Hemlock this much and not mentioned the Caucasating purple veined lightning on the shaft and bell.
Yeah. It's,
But what about the picture of Eldrad right next to it? Looks like he's he's enjoying himself a little too much.
Possibly flicking Dark Vengeance over his own head.
So let's see if we can get the. Wow, that's the wrong picture. I can't see my own camera. There we go. That's the one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of the purple.
You can't really see the lightning. Yeah, the purple head though you can definitely see.
Yeah, my cam's gonna load up for me. There we go. Good old Eldrad,
And
having a bit of pleasure.
a little bit of me time between battles.
So so overall, it's like, again, I can't really see anything too OP. Just like in all the other hardback 6th edition codexes, the only thing obviously standing out is the asterisk to everything is the Heldrake. But yeah, Heldrake is getting less frightening now the more anti-air stuff that's released. But yeah, another solid release from Games Workshop, solid codex, good upgrades from the old one. Seems fairly balanced so far. And yeah, nice book. I mean, none of us are Eldar players, so there's not a lot we can really say on what it's like playing as them. And another thing I kind of thought of was the striking Scorpion Power Fist. Apparently that's not unwieldy, so you strike at initiative at strength 6, AP 2. That's pretty insane for a striking Scorpion. That's gonna destroy challenges. You try and challenge that guy, you're dead. I think it's like 5 initiative like 7 AP2 strength 6 hits if you take the Phoenix Lord or whatever. Something like that. What were you saying, Savage?
Did you want to hit on the Warlord traits, or?
If you see anything in there that is exceptional, go for it.
Well, the first three are pretty plain, but the last three are a little bit better. Like, you get a 4. Your Warlord rerolls saving throws of a 1, which is okay.
I like that. He rerolls. So if he takes a save and he gets a 1, he gets to reroll that?
Yeah.
Is there any way that I can get a 2-up save for my HQ?
Phoenix Lords have a 2-up save.
Because that's kind of like the old school. Was it Terminator armor where it was, you roll like 2 dice and you had to get like double 1s?
Oh well, I can't remember that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I didn't play like in that edition, but I'm pretty sure Terminator armor or some armor for some HQs. Someone had it. I know it was like the armor save was basically 2 dice and you need double 1s to fail.
That's cool.
But that's basically what you're gonna get if you can get that Warlord trait and you have a 2-up armor save. You need to get double 1s to fail.
Yeah. And then the next one, which is pretty good as well, is the Warlord has split fire. So I don't know what Warlords have 2 weapons, but you can split fire. And then the last one, if you've got anything deep striking, if you put it within 6 inches of your Warlord, they don't scatter. So that one's pretty cool.
I think you missed a trick with the split fire one, because it describes us. We are the mark of the incomparable hammer.
Hunter.
Oh, was it Hunter? Oh, I thought it was Hammer.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, move on.
I really like that saving throw one. But
yeah,
it's just so hard to rely on that. But I wish I could just take it as a Wargear option. Is there any HQ that just gets that as his trait?
I don't know.
What's it called?
It's Fate's Messenger. I'll just run over the other ones while I'm at it. But the first one, it's a 1 use only. At the start of either your shooting or your assault phase, the Warlord and any friendly units within 12 inches of him reroll 1s to wound. And then second one's a 1 use only as well. This Warlord and all friendly units within 12 inches have stealth. And then the third one, the Warlord and his unit add 1 inch to their run moves.
Because they don't really need to run some more.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like any of the Warlords just have that as the... If they had that, re-rolling that 1, I would take that HQ every time, depending on what his save was.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen you this excited for a while, Toxic. You are loving that.
It's just
Your
awesome.
place lit up and everything.
It's awesome to be able to do that. But I mean, Eldar's always been able to re-roll their saves with psychic powers and stuff like that. So there's probably a way to do it somewhere. No, I just like it. It's cool.
It's awesome scenes.
Also, there was something else that I saw in here that I kind of wanted to mention. I think it was to do with one of the flyers, and they had like an upgrade, so you can have an Exarch, Crimson Hunter Exarch, which is kind of cool. Ballistic skill 5, hull points 3, 2 bright lances and a pulse laser, vector dancer, sky hunter. So when shooting at a vehicle with the flyer type, it rerolls its armor penetration, and perfect strike. So the Exarch only model with this special rule makes precision shots on a roll to hit of a 6. So that's a pretty insane anti-flyer right there. Ballistic skill 5, 2 bright lances. That's and being able to reroll your armor penetration if you fail. That's a pretty insane anti-tank, anti-flyer right there.
What was the precision shots? The 6.
Precision shots is, I'm pretty sure it is, if you roll a 6, you get to pick the unit. You get to pick the model.
Okay.
I think that's what it is.
one of the Exarch's powers is called Marksman's Eye, and it's a 5+ rather than a 6+.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, anything else before we move on?
We just mentioned the Guardians are a little bit. There's a little bit more focus on them. They're a little bit more worthwhile.
Oh,
And
right,
there's a lot more variety with them. They're like I quite like how the section in the Codex, it kind of goes into sort of splits them into craft worlds and how they get down sort of in their individual ways, which is quite nice.
And you have Guardian Defenders and Guardian
The Storm Guardians.
Storm Guardian. I mean, it's always been like that, but it seems like they've kind of what's the word? They're like increasing that kind of fluff around that. Because you've always had the option, but I would definitely think I would take Guardians now. And before I looked at Guardians and that kind of useless, but I mean now they got that, like 2 shots rending. You put them on an objective. If anyone comes within 18 inches, you're toast. Like they're really gonna do some damage if you hold objectives. I would take maybe even 2 of those squads just to sit back on my home objectives. That'd be what I would take them for, but who knows? And now that they can run and shoot, they're even better. So you can, even if you get in, they've only got 18-inch range, but if they move 6 and run, let's say 3, that you're adding 9 inches onto their shooting.
Yeah.
Serious.
So I think we're good to move on to what do you have to move on? I think that was
Hobby tip.
Hobby tip.
So I think we all have a hobby tip, don't we? This week, something like that.
I got one. 1.5, sort of.
So Savage, hobby tip.
Okay, well, sticking with the Eldar, going to the race night when I was putting that together, it's definitely posable, but like I had to do a little bit of like trimming and stuff because like the legs and stuff kind of have like.
Is your model close by?
It is. Like the legs.
Look at this
on
ballerina.
that.
Majestic ballerina.
Yeah, majestic dance in the air. No, but like the legs would like lock into place, so he was like in that standing pose, and you couldn't really pose him anywhere else because you had like little nubs on the end that would go into like a socket from like the bottom half of his leg to the top half. So I had to like trim them off so I could get his leg to come back like that instead. So it's a little bit tricky in some parts. I reckon the legs are probably the most difficult part to get the posing right on because the arms it's just like a ball and socket joint, but the legs is a little bit more difficult. That
it kind of goes into my hobby tip of make sure you read the unit codex entry before you assemble it. I mean that model, I love it. It looks amazing. I love how he's jumping through the air. It shows that he's a jump monstrous creature. But we kind of talked about this on the day that Savage put together his Wraith Knight, that the sword and shield really isn't the best way to equip your Wraith Knight.
No, it's just the cheaper option of the two to get him the invulnerable save. Yeah.
It's really not the best way, but I mean, come on, it's the best looking way.
Yeah, like that's what I do with most of my models. So is I'll go what looks best, or sounds best first, and then.
But yeah, definitely my hobby tip, which Savage doesn't follow, but would be to definitely read your codex before you start assembling, because if you want to give them a certain gun, and you give them that gun, and then you find out that it's useless, and you want another gun. You've already assembled it. You can fiddle around with it, but that perfectly assembled model is never going to be the same again if you rip its gun off and put on another one. So definitely my hobby tip would be to just read the codex and know what you're assembling.
Yeah.
So you had
very lucky with. Well, just keeping with the Eldar thing. Don't try and influence the strands of fate. Otherwise, you'll get your psychic parts taken out. And also the path of the Eldar books by Gav Thorpe. If you want to know everything about the Eldar and get balls deep in Eldar craft world stuff, like I can't recommend them harder. And there was a Black Vault episode about them.
Sponsor.
We haven't mentioned toxic painting yet.
No. No, but oh yeah, toxic painting. Go get some stuff done. Give me a money. No. Best businessman ever.
You sound like just like Games Workshop.
Oh.
But well, we were thinking of doing a
I'm gonna sue
another
you.
competition thing
Oh,
with
we were?
with toxic painting. Yeah, the where I'll supply the model a unit, and then you paint it up for them.
Yeah.
And you just had to, what was it, like your page on Facebook, like Dice Troops page, and follow us on Tumblr.
I don't know, something like that. You'll get like a different. You'll get a different entry for every time everything you do, so you don't have to do them all. But
Yeah.
but that's definitely something. So if that is something that Savage wants to do, we will we'll post some more stuff on that. Definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that brings us into our outro. Before we go, we mentioned last week about our campaign that we're going to be doing, and Savage has made us the map. So here is our map of planet something or other. It doesn't have a name yet, but there you go.
Planet Toxic.
So
And the moon is called Painting.
it's
Sponsor.
it's Planet Hammer. But obviously we're basing this off the planetary empires, and we're just making our own kind of map. Because obviously we're doing this online. As you can see, yeah, it kind of has the same kind of feel as the Dawn of War. How you got the planet and you got all your sections of the. No, definitely good. We've done this before and it's really worked, and it's definitely a nice looking map. So, thank you, Savage, for that.
Thank you very much, mate. Yeah, looking forward to
I
it.
try.
So I think after this we might be putting down our tokens or whatever to pick our little squares. So well, they're not squares, are they? They're hexagons, something like that. I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know shapes.
The planetary
Yeah.
empire shapes.
Yeah. So yeah, so that has been our show. A little slow at times, but I know I'm tired, and I'm reading through all this Eldar stuff, but didn't get as much in as I wanted to reading because I only got the Codex yesterday, and I was planning on waking up early, and I did not to read it. So, but I think we definitely covered, the big things on it, some of the things that stand it out, and really that's all you need to know. You don't need to know all the little tiny details that about it, because everyone's going to have their own opinions on what to take in their Eldar army. But hopefully some of the stuff that we've pointed out can be the first things you go to, and it'd be a good starting off point when you're starting Eldar. And that at the end of the day, that's the goal that I try and go for, is that we'll tell you some things about it, but we're not going to sit here and tell you everything, because everyone's going to pick their own favorite units and what they want in their army. So any final words before we head off?
Well, you could always send us in a army list if you're not sure and stuff, and we can hit that up in the next episode.
Yeah, any army as well, because we're definitely looking for things for the lab. Send us your models for unit of the week. We will do just pretty looking models. We'll do ugly looking models, even just anything. Send us anything.
Well, then Toxic can make it in. Oh, you're not a model though, so.
Yeah, Seb, you got anything to say before we?
I was going to say, there's the usual, we're the non-profit organisation.
Yeah.
We do all the things for free. There is the donate on the Dice Troop page. Some people already have. Thank you, you're amazing. We've got table talks on Monday, Black Vault, Imperial Guard on Wednesday, the first episode of Lawkeepers, Forgotten Realms with corruption points on Thursday. Do you think of anything else?
No, but I was gonna say all that donation stuff. Just I was gonna let you say what you wanted to say first.
Oh, I'm
yeah, because we ain't buying
I
the
can't do my job. No, okay, no I'm kidding. So
yeah, donate because we ain't buying the and supplement.
no, Do not. If one of us shows up with one of those supplements, do not think it's from donations. But although I only did buy that codex yesterday for the show, so I was gonna buy it anyway. But yeah. So yeah, that's episode 21. So we hope you enjoyed, and we hope you're gonna be around for episode 22. So when are you away next? Is that next week or the week after that, or am I just?
It's a couple of weeks. It's the weekend. It's 3 weeks from now.
Okay, so you're gonna be with us for another 2 weeks. Yeah.
Be our 22nd episode on the 22nd of June.
Oh,
there you go.
Conspiracy.
Next week.
Were we going to be doing some Yu-Gi-Oh stuff on the blog, weren't we?
Yeah.
We'll think
we'll
about
probably
it.
be doing that too. If anyone's interested, I know it seems like more people are interested in Magic, but I know there's got to be people out there like me and Savage who just can't get our heads around Magic. Not that we don't understand the game, but it's just it doesn't keep our focus. There's not enough pretty anime characters on the cards now.
Not enough blue eyes, white dragons.
You guys might have to teach me Yu-Gi-Oh, because I do enjoy Magic, but I've never Gi-Oh'd or Yu-Gi'd. However, one would do it.
Yeah, it is really strange how, but yeah, well but yeah, definitely. So check out the blog. There'll be more stuff. I've been pretty busy right now with moving and not moving. Really kind of strange. My wife's moving, but I'm not moving, but then I'm gonna move. So yeah, so I'm being busy with that. So I've been posting less stuff, but whenever I can, I will be start to post more. So yeah. So yep, always look at the blog. We're kind of rambling now. Savage before we go.
Just keep an eye out for the more information on the competition too.
Yeah, we'll probably post something about it this week, and then maybe we'll have like a watch our show so you can find out another way to enter. You know, like we'll say something and then you send it to us and it'd be like a password. I don't know. But
because we can't make it too easy.
A bonus for anyone that watches this episode. Well, it's just a show that we care about the people that watch our show, that they can get a bonus kind of entry.
Wait, we're not being like Games Workshop?
No. Okay, we're going. This intro is going to be like longer than our news.
Tatty bye.
Tatty bye.